Hello there, my name is James Harrington, and if Spanish football is for you, then this is the place to be. Today we'll be previewing Matchday 31 in La Liga, looking at the fixtures across the Wednesday and Thursday night matches. Well, let's start with Wednesday night, and there's a relegation dogfight, a real 6-pointer between Elche and Real Valladolid. 19th place Elche take on 18th place Real Valladolid. Well, look, it's so tight down in the relegation zone at the minute, with Alaves in 16th place, only 4 points better off than bottom place Eibar. Now, on the weekend, Elche survivor hopes took a really major dent for 2-0 loss to Osasuna, the Pamplona-based outfit. Now, Fran Escriba before the match heavily rotated the side in the hope that this would generate a victory, bringing the likes of Paulo Gazzaniga in goal, the player from Tottenham Hotspurs, to replace trusty Edgar Padilla. However, it didn't pay off, with goals from Kike Baja and a Polanco own goal, meaning Arrasati's men took the 3 points. Now, this result followed a bitterly disappointing result against fellow relegation strugglers Huesca, where Elche lost 3-1, and in this match it was Pacheta taking revenge on his former employers. That being said, the results haven't been all that bad since Fran Escriba's come in, and I do hope he stays around because he knows the club well. They've managed to pick up draws against the likes of Real Betis and Getafe, and a victory against Sevilla in March. After the match against Osasuna as well, the players do realise the predicament they're in. Dani Carvo came out saying they of course had hoped they secured the 3 points today, but they got to view the next match against Valladolid as a cup final. Now, the big problem for Elche is that they haven't kept a clean sheet since February against Eibar, and in the last 6 games they haven't picked up a win, only getting 2 points from a possible 18. It's really surprising to see compared to how their season started to where they are now. In their first 6 games, they won 4 of those matches. And now if you look to another team in the relegation zone, Huesca, who really struggled until Pacheta came in, now they're coming good, which is unfortunate news for Elche fans. If it's of any comfort, going into this match, you are unbeaten at home in your last 4 matches. Well, let's talk about Real Valladolid. Now, they didn't play on the weekend because their Matchday 33 opponents were Athletic Club and they were preoccupied in the Copa Del Rey. However, the problem with Real Valladolid are they're not overly consistent. Let's look at some of their most recent matches in particular. The game against Barcelona. Now, in that match, they put in a really disciplined, combative performance, but unfortunately were undone by an injury time winner by Dembélé. Now, Sergio after the game said he was obviously proud of how his team performed, but he was bitterly disappointed they didn't get anything out of the match. And that is true, they should have at least got a point. But then on the weekend after the Barcelona match, they play Granada. They go 1-0 up thanks to Fabio Orellana getting a penalty. However, they then go on to lose the game 2-1, with 2 late goals from Granada in the 77th and 86th minute. There was a really telling Opta Jose stat that said 2 of the 3 late Granada comebacks this century in the last 12 minutes of the match have both been against Real Valladolid. Real Valladolid seem to have a real problem closing out matches, not just a case against Granada, Barcelona, but even way back in February when they played the likes of Celta Vigo, for example. There was a 94th minute equaliser for the Galician side, meaning that the points were shared. After the match against Granada, Codro came out and again, fully aware of the predicament, saying that the team needs to be more united, more focused to close out matches. Now in 2021, Real Valladolid have only picked up 2 victories and they were both against Getafe. Now, I'm very much surprised that Ronaldo, the owner, who is a footballing legend, an icon in many respects, who clearly has grand ambitions for Real Valladolid, a real project he wants to kick off there, has stood by Sergio as much as he has done. The side do have quality. They have Oscar Plano, Roque Mesa, Fabio Orellana, Sean Weissman, so they should have the quality to see them through this relegation struggle. However, this is the 3rd consecutive campaign that Real Valladolid are fighting for their La Liga status, and if I was Ronaldo, I would feel that's probably unacceptable by now. Okay, so what is my prediction? Now, when these 2 sides met early in the season, it was a 2-2 draw, and actually this time it was Real Valladolid who were inspiring the comeback with goals in the 71st and 89th minute. But what do I think for this fixture? It's a real 6-pointer. I'm going to go with a scrappy 1-0 victory for Elche. With no Sean Weissman, I really do feel the firepower will be lacking for Sergio and his men. Now let's talk about the match on Thursday night, and I'm going to go with Barcelona versus Getafe. Now Barcelona on the weekend were playing in the Copa del Rey and they put in a sublime performance, winning 4-0 against Athletic Club. It was amazing, it was splendid, it was brilliant. All those adjectives that you can think of, that was it. Now whilst the Copa del Rey was taking place in Seville, in La Liga, and in the La Liga title race, Atletico Madrid played Eibar and they absolutely demolished them, winning 5-0, so they keep the top spot. But what was great news for the Catalan club was that Real Madrid dropped points in a draw against Getafe. So that means the Liga title race is still up for grabs. Now Barcelona on the night got the 31st Copa del Rey trophy thanks to 2 goals from Messi, goals from Griezmann and De Jong. It was a match where simply Athletic Club could not get a foothold in the game, and I'm going to show you some stats that show how brilliant this performance was by Barcelona. On the night, Barcelona registered 759 passes compared to just 172 from the Basque side. 93.7% of Barcelona's passes were completed, showing their quality with the highest such figure of any game this season. Barcelona had 77% of possession in total, and the perfect demonstration was the 4th goal, where Barcelona combined 60 passes over 149 seconds before Jordi Alba cut back to Lionel Messi to convert. For me, the man of the match was Frenkie de Jong, good at both ends of the pitch, and again, his numbers were phenomenal. De Jong made 96% of his passes, played 3 key passes, completed all 4 of the dribbles he attempted, and won 8 of his 11 duels. After the Copa del Rey final, Laporta said this marked a new era for the club, and that's very true. Whilst the Bartomeu era did bring about some triumphs, some titles, it was an unmitigated financial disaster. So much drama surrounding the club, it became a very toxic atmosphere and the reputation of Barcelona was dragged through the mud. However, after 41 days with Laporta, they've got their hands on a trophy, and that is a huge credit to Ronald Koeman, who's demonstrated that he's got the dressing room behind him, he's flexible tactically, and he's entrusting a younger generation. There's 8 games to go now, and Barcelona have to win every single one of them if they want to win the La Liga title, including this match against Getafe. They've got a tough game on the weekend against Villarreal. Then on Matchday 35, it's the holy grail of La Liga fixtures. Whilst Barcelona take on Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid have to play Sevilla. The thing for Barcelona is that 4 of the remaining 8 games are at home, but they really need to be on the ball in this match against Getafe. Now let's talk about the opponents. Getafe, the side from Madrid, are currently sitting 15th in La Liga, and it hasn't been a great campaign for Bordalas and his men, considering the fact in the last 3 seasons they've finished in the top half. They're winless in 6 and they don't have that combative edge, that bite they used to have with the likes of Jorge Molina. Their away record is pretty poor, only picking up 10 points from 14 matches. On the weekend, they drew to Real Madrid, which is normally a really respectable and a great result. However, they were playing a heavily depleted Los Blancos, with a number of players ruled out due to COVID-19, injury and suspension. So you would have thought Getafe could have taken more of the opportunities they had. In the first half, they hit the woodwork, and in the second half, as Real Madrid began to tire and Getafe turned on the press more, opportunities started to come about. But Courtois made some fine saves, denying Enes Unal and Maximovic from getting the goals. With that result and getting the point, they're still not totally out of the relegation zone yet, and even a 4-point advantage of the bottom 3, so they really need to put together a string of positive results to get some breathing space from the relegation zone. As with many sides in and around the relegation zone, Getafe do have quality. Cucurella, Arambarri, Soria, Genet, especially Arambarri, a player I really do like. The deep line midfielder is in fact many times their biggest threat going forward. And that's the problem. That's the problem that Bordalas pinpointed after the Madrid game. They are really lacking goals. They're really lacking that clinical edge. And that's been shown by the fact that they've scored the joint lowest goals in La Liga this season, 22, with bottom place Eibar. Now, when you look at the outputs, the like of Angel Rodriguez and Jaime Mata in particular, they're just not having a good season. Last season, Jaime Mata finished the campaign in La Liga with 11 goals. This season, he's only on 5. And in January, Bordalas brought in the likes of Carlos Elnyar and Taki Kubo on loan, again to rejuvenate the attacking force that Getafe once had. However, the problem with me, Elnyar, is that his versatility is his undoing. He's playing across the front three in a number of different positions, so not given the opportunity to thrive in one. And as well, Taki Kubo is a bit of a magician, technically minded, maybe not totally fitting the mould of Getafe, but he hasn't seemed to be given the opportunity he had hoped to thrive. As well for Getafe, a big problem for them is they've got no Neom due to an accumulation of red cards. Of course, he's a defensive stalwart for the side, but as well, he's one of their main outlets going forward, getting crosses into the box. Now, what do I think this all means for my predictions? I do think Getafe will struggle to score at the Camp Nou. And I think Barcelona, coming off the back of a 4-0 victory against Athletic Club, will have so much confidence and they'll go into this game and I believe they'll win 3-0. I think Ronald Koeman's men are going to get all 3 points over Getafe. Well, that's it for my Matchday 31 La Liga predictions. If you did enjoy the video, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell and the thumbs up to never miss an episode. Thank you very much for watching. Comment below your predictions and I'll see you next time.